going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're over here on the global side of the game with a bit more of a discussion video about the new Sugarfest Yamato that we'll be releasing literally tomorrow on the global side of the game, and having a chat as we do have information on this particular character's banner and what it actually looks like. And Bandai did throw us a bit of a curveball over here on global. Some people have been expecting it, some people probably weren't, but they have thrown us a Super Sugo Fest sale. So, things just got a little bit interesting. Things just got very, very interesting. Before we dive in, let's take a quick look at the banner. And let's take a look at what we're working with. And give you guys an idea of my opinion on what's probably the best banner. And where you guys should be spending your stones. If you are summoning on this banner, of course. But at the end of the day, just be mindful. Like, this is just my recommendation. You don't have to take this as law. It's not the be-all or end-all. It's sort of just letting you guys letting you guys know what parts have the best value in terms of the usable legends. But at the end of the day, like, summon on the part that you're missing legends on, okay? That's the bottom line. If you're missing more legends on part 1, summon on part 1. If you're missing more legends on part 2, summon on part 2. If you're missing more legends on part 3, summon on part 3. But there will be a part 4 that does have the 6+ of Yamato. It will be releasing a little bit later, but with that said, let's dive in. So, the Sugo Fest runs from the 4th of November to the 25th. It is a Super Sugo Fest, which means the Super Sugos will be available on this particular banner. There's a 15% red rate, as you guys can see at the top here. 15% chance of getting a Sugo rare character is always nice to see. It is the highest rate that we ever have gotten on a banner over on Global and Japan alike. So, it does work quite nicely there. In this Super Sugo Fest, a new Super Sugo Fest Yamato has arrived as a voice character, and she's only available in a 6-star rarity, so no 5-star artwork. Yamato will be able to Super Evolve on November 12 PST, like 1900 PST. Yamato will have her new visual after Super Evolution, and for more details, see the separate notification on the Super Evolution. We'll take a look at that as well. Also, as a standard Sugo Fest, so a standard Sugo Fest character, Ulti and Page 1 will be making their debut as a Super Switch dual unit as well. And they are fairly good as well. We're also getting a new Black Maria, Sasaki, and Who's Who, or Sasaki, however you say it. For more details about these characters, click on the Recruit character in the tavern. For new characters appearing in this Super Sugo Fest, will have boosted effects in the Toby Ropo event, which has been confirmed is not a Blitz battle. We will sort of touch over that as well, sort of talk about what units are boosted and stuff there as well. And that will start from November 9th and go to November 12th. So 3-day point event, farming event. Not a Blitz battle like it was in Japan. Just a point farming event. In this Super Sugo Fest, there will be 30 Sugo Fest characters on each part. And Yamato will be appearing on all of the parts, which is great. In part 2, you'll also have your chance to get your hands on Luffy and Law, the Final Tap Legends that did release with the Onigashima Legends like 2 months ago. In part 3, you have a chance to get Luffy and Kid. And then on part 4, you have Roger and Odin. So if you're missing Roger and Odin, obviously if you're missing any of these like Super Sugo Fest, that's probably the part you want to summon on, right? Because these characters are so exclusive that you really want to get your hands on them. And shout out to my boy KroobyG. Hopefully he throws some multis at part 4 and actually walks away with Roger finally. But look, we'll have to wait and see. During November 4 to 25th, there will be one free summon as well. And all characters will be 4-star or better. Now, let's take a look down, slid into part 1, 2, 3, and 4. Part 1 will... if you're aiming for getting the new Yamato unit, then part 1's for you. Yamato's guaranteed on part 1 after 30 multis. So ideally, if you're a whale, orca, whatever you want to call it, Leviathan, if you're going to the guaranteed, you need to make sure you summoning on part 1. Part 2 has ulti Page 1 will be appearing as well. And recommended if you're looking for Luffy and Law, and then Luffy and Kid, obviously, for part 3, and then Roger and Odin. So, Page 1 ulti will be available on all parts as well. So, part 1 is a 30-gem multi. The 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th, 7th, a whole bunch of steps have a rate boosted or Sugo Fest character. Last poster on 4, 8, 13, 18th, 23rd, 25th, 28th are Sugo Fest. Now, this is the big ones. These are the steps that you want to see. On the 10th, the 15th, and the 20th, you have a limited pool legend. But the 10th multi is a select Sugo Fest character, which is like a select pool. And then 30th multi will have Yamato. The same thing for parts 2, 3, and 4 will all be the same, except on on step 30, you don't get guaranteed Yamato. It's a Super Sugo Fest character. So that could either mean on part 2 you're getting Law, Luffy, or Yamato. On part 3 you're getting Kid, Luffy, or Yamato. And then on part 4 it's either Roger, Odin, or Yamato. Step 25, though, is guaranteed to be page 1 and ulti, so you can pick up page 1 ulti there as well if you are looking for that particular character. But Yamato is the big prize here. Like, let's be real, she's a Super Sugo, she's one of the best units in the game. Top 3, in my opinion, best units in the game. Her 6-star and her 6+ on par with each other. So, yeah, there's that. The Super Sugarfest characters, obviously, that we've already talked about those. Let's have a look at Part 1. So, Part 1 has Dex Sabo, page 1 ulti, Wiper vs Shanks, Gecko Moria, Zoro, Vivi Rebecca V2, Germa, Wano Law, Basil Hawkins, Katakuri, the super type Katakuri, Shanks Crew, Pudding, Luffy Zoro, Bullet, Vivi Rebecca 1, Dogstorm, Cat Viper, Cracker, Bardo Cav, Carrots, Jinbei, Garp, Brook, Linlin, Whitebeard and Marco, Sanji, Shanks V2, Fujitora, V2 Law, and V1 Enel. So, Part 1's actually very, very good. If you guys are missing Whitebeard versus Shanks, this is actually a pretty good part to summon on. Gecko Mori is a very, very good unit. If you're missing Zoro, very good unit. V2 Vivi Rebecca is also quite nice. If you're missing Germa, they just got their 6+ as well. They're also very, very nice. And then you've got some of these older dual units that are great. Redhead Pirates, obviously Shanks Crew. Luffy Zoro, very good unit. You got Bullet, you got V1 Vivi Rebecca. So Part 1 is actually pretty juicy. Now Part 2 has Quickbeard or Deadbeard, and also has Luffy and Law. So if you're missing Luffy and Law, this is probably the part that you want to be pulling on. If you have the Onigashima trio, Part 1 is probably where you'll be looking at spending your stones. Basically because Whitebeard vs Shanks. Like, Whitebeard vs Shanks age, like, very, very well. They're still very viable on Japan. And they're going to be a big prize for most people. Especially if you're going for Yamato as well. We've got page 1 ulti. You've got Bonnie, Magellan, Kaido, V2, Halloween Law, Halloween Mihawk, Boa, V3, Smoker, Yuita's Kid, the Super Type Sabo, Mihawk Perona, Kaido, V1, Sabo Koala, Zuth Prometheus, Sanji Judge, Jack, Capone, Shiki, Nami, and then honestly for the rest of these, like, kind of who cares. So, Part 2 kind of like, besides like Bonnie, like Magellan's pretty good, V2 Kaido, I think lots of people want for like PvP. The Halloween Legends are great. If you're missing the Halloween Legends, this is a good like chance to get them. This part if you are summoning. So Part 2 is not terrible, but besides like Bonnie and Magellan, like a lot of these units have been out for a very long time. And you've probably already picked up copies of these, if not dupes of these particular characters as well. So, like, I mean, the Halloween Slashers and Boa, they're all very good, but besides, like, Halloween Law and Mihawk, the rest of the units, besides Bonnie and obviously Page 1 Ulti, are just kind of mid, in my opinion. Part 3, obviously, has Luffy and Kid. If you are missing Kid, this is a big chance. Like, if you are missing Kid, I would highly recommend summoning on this particular banner. If you are doing summons, of course. With the gem sales, if you like to spend a little bit of money, maybe throwing a few multis at this banner isn't a terrible idea. But I do still think saving your gems for anniversary is the New Year's is the way to go. Me, myself, I'm actually so torn because the big reason I went to Japan was for the gem sales. Now that we've got them on global, I might pick them up. But whether I spend them or not, different story. Because I do want to try and hang on to them for New Year's. I think that's just going to be a better banner. But in saying that as well, like, I might try my luck and throw a couple more multis at this particular part and see what happens. I'm still going to do the discounts. I'm still going to do all the discounts. And I might just do the discounts and just restock those discount gems. I'll have to wait and see how the luck treats me and sort of see how I feel. But I really don't want to summon. Like, I really just don't, to be honest. But I know me, once I start summoning, I kind of get that itchy trigger finger. Part 3 has Page 1 Ulti, has Marco. So this is the part that I'll most likely summon on if I do throw some summons at this banner, just purely because I'm missing Marco. But this part sucks. Marco's just not a good unit. Like, he's just not great. V3 Blackbeard. V2 Shirahoshi Manchuri is absolutely... They're a great unit. Kaido vs Big Mom is a great unit. Luffy Sanji. Sweet Generals. Pretty mid. Sugar. V2 Teach. Luffy. Stampede Luffy. You've got V3 Rayleigh. Arlong Pirates. Nami Robin. Who's that? Shouldering the hopes of his crew. That's the V2 Snake Man, right? No, V1 Snake Man. V2 Snake Man? Yeah, V2 Snake Man. Shirahoshi Manchuri V1, Luffy and Law, Zoro, Draco Mihawk, and then the rest is kind of like, who cares? So, Part 3, the big thing about Part 3 is it has Kid. So if you are missing Yuita's Kid, I know a lot of people, like, skipped over Kid when it came to the Onigashima trio. But if you're missing Kid and you're looking at summoning on this banner, he works great as a hybrid option for Yamato. He's a great sub for Yamato. So this is a really, really good part to summon on if you are missing Yuita's Kid, the final tap unit. Finally, Part 4. Now, Part 4 is the big one. Part 4 seems to have, like, the best array of units. You got Ulti Page 1, Marco, Whitebeard vs Shanks, Jewelry, Bonnie, Ace vs Kainu, Kaido, Zora Juro, V2 Shirohoshi Manshari, V2 Vivi Rebecca, Halloween Shanks, Halloween Law, Halloween Mihawk, Germa, Boa, Trafalgar Law, Wano, V3 Rayleigh, Mihawk Perona, Shanks Crew, Tony Chopper, like Legend Chopper, Halloween Ace. Like, this is just a really, really good part. Part 4 has the 6+ of Yamato release. So I think you can get the 6-star or you can get the 6+ of Yamato on this particular banner. I'm not 100% sure. I did pull a second Yamato on Japan for this banner, and it was just the regular 6-star. But if you're missing White Beaver Shanks, like part 1 or part 4 is going to be a go forward. But if you're missing like Marco as well, like this is another good option. But in saying that too, I would highly recommend summoning on these parts here if you are missing the Super Sugos. If you're missing Roger and Odin, obviously Roger and Odin will be on part 4. So it's a really good chance to pick up the big dog Roger. That's going to be the big one. And I have a sneaky suspicion that like the New Year's Legend is going to be like a super class free spirit character. Don't quote me on that in terms of like it's going to happen, but I have a very, 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 very sneaky suspicion that we're going to be getting something that works great with both Yamato and Roger. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there, but trying to pick up something like Roger, if you are missing Roger, is definitely the way to go, because I still believe he's the best legend in the game across both versions, like hands down. Black Maria, Who's Who, Ben Beckman, Rockstar, Alvaro Pizarro, and Sasaki are all rate boosted. So it's good to see Rockstar's that rate boosted as a rare recruit. I know lots of people are looking for him. He's one of the best rare recruits in the game. Ben Beckman's not too bad either. And then you've got Rayleigh Crocus. You've got Queen. Weird Queen's there. But Queen's great because like Queen is like an absolute weapon of a rare recruit. You've also got Nico Robin, the Summertime Nico Robin. She's a great unit as well. So all of these units here are very, very good in terms of rare recruits. The Rayleigh's great as well. So some great rare recruits rate boosted as well. And basically that's it. So moral of the story is it's a 15% banner. Like it's a good banner. Like compared to what we're used to. So it's a Super Sugarfest banner. It's a good banner. But in my eyes, like just with New Year's coming around the corner, if you are free to play, I would still like not go crazy on these banners. If you want to take the risk and like you don't want to say like I don't trust that Yamato is going to be on December or in the New Year's, because like we don't know what banner is going to throw at us. Like I said, they've yeeted the schedule out the window. We can't look at Japan anymore and go, yeah, this is going to happen because it happened on Japan. Like we just don't know that. It's not a go forward anymore. So moral of the story, I would still say like don't go crazy on this banner, but like 120 gems for all the discounts, like, and then a free multi, so like 5 multis for 120 gems at a 15% red rate. You like Yamato's on all parts, so like you might get really, really lucky if you walk away page 1 ulti. Like that's really, really lucky. If you're missing any of the final tap units or you pull a dupe of the final tap units, you can get that character, feed it in for a final tap, and you are going to walk away with something nice. So if you are free to play, maybe like I said, discount in a dream, see what happens, and then save the rest for New Year's. But for you guys that do like to spend a little bit of money, this is here. Now this is big. This is really, really big. Lots of people didn't really see this coming. A lot of people lost faith in the gem sales. I did think they were going to do one for New Year's. Not going to lie. I did not think they were going to be dropping something like this when it comes to the Yamato Fest. So, we are getting a Super Sugo Fest Rainbow Gem sale. The new Super Sugo Fest Yamato is here. And we're getting some Rainbow Gems plus some Super Sugo Fest. So, these are the pack details. We're getting 300 Rainbow Gems. You can purchase it twice. 220 Rainbow Gems. You can purchase that 5 times. 120 Rainbow Gems. And then you got the 35 gems and 10 gems, which you can purchase 7, 5, and 3. Now, at the end of the day, if you guys like to spend on this game, like if you do like to spend money, always buy the gem packs that give you the highest dollar value for gems. Don't worry about the Treasure Cruise Feast. Don't worry about the large training drinks. Don't worry about the lobsters. All of that stuff can be farmed. All of that stuff can be acquired in-game. You don't need to purchase this kind of stuff. The only packs that you should be purchasing are the ones that give you the most rainbow gems. So the 10 rainbow gem packs are usually good value. They're usually around like $1 United States value. For me, it's like $1.50 or something like that. That's usually good value. If you like to spend quite a bit of money on this game, the 300 Rainbow Gem Pack is a very good deal. For me, it's around $159.99 Australian dollars. It's around $100 US. I will bring up the Roger Odin prices in a second. But for 300 gems, like it comes down to like 30 cents, like USD per Rainbow Gem, which is much better than the dollar something in game. You know, the 220 gem packs, the 120 gem packs are probably skippable. If you are going to be spending lots of money on the game, like if you are a whale, obviously pick up all these packs. You're probably going to pick up these packs anyway if you're a huge whale. But the 35 rainbow gem packs, they're usually quite good value. They usually come to around $11, $12 my currency, Australian currency. So that could be a good go forward, even if you're just looking to stock your account up with a couple of gems to prepare for future banners if you aren't summoning on this particular banner. If you are looking for New Year's and you want to have a good stock, this is a good time to actually do that. So there are other limit break packs. Don't buy these. The next one's down to these ones here. The Crimson Jade and Azure Rumble Scrolls. These ones are actually pretty good value. And if you're like a big old whale, these particular like packs are usually better value than picking up stuff like the 120 and the 220. Again, you have to work it out to the dollar value. Whatever gives you the most gems for the correct amount of dollary dues, like that's what you want to be picking up. But the fact that we've actually got this is really good signs. We can kind of presume that we are going to get one of these for New Year's. We already kind of were. The fact that like they dropped one on Yamato, it is a nice sign. It's a bit of a more respectable sign, and it's nice to see that they're listening to the community. So I'm going to bring up the Roger Odin ones now. Give me 1 second. Alright, so shout out to my boy Sim who actually sent me this. This was the Roger Odin Sugarfest gem sales. So they had the 10 gem pack here, which if we sort of go back into the game, the 10 gem pack, which was the exact same. So in game you can get 10 gems and you can purchase it 2 times. You guys can't see that, so I don't know why I'm even bothering. So that was limited for a 99 cents. So we can kind of assume that it's the same. So the gem dollar ratio was the 99 cents. The limited 30 gems, for this we have a 35 gem pack, so it would be roughly around the same. Maybe you could probably add an extra $1, I guess, but again, 30 cents there, very good value. The 300 gems was a little bit more than that, so like I said, this 30 gem pack, the 35 gem pack, I guess, like this came to very, very good value. And if it's the same dollar price, this is the next best value in terms of what was the next value. The 300 gems, as I mentioned, that was the next best one. It was $98.99 in USD. For me, it was around $159 or something like that. I don't know what it was. But you got 300 gems, and it equates around like 33 cents to the dollar. Really, really good value if you are looking at picking up gems. And then the next one they had was a 55 gem pack, which we don't actually have here for this particular Sugarfest. The next one is they had the unlimited 100 gems, which is their sort of standard one. The limited 110 gems, this has 120, which is $54.99. So that's around 50 cents to the dollar there. That's what I was saying with this particular, the 120 gem pack's not the greatest value. Not bad value, but it's not the greatest value. The next one was the Odin's Lucky Dip. This is probably what you can equivalent to the 220 gem pack. Not bad value actually now that I'm looking at it. That was actually better than the 120 gem pack. But again, the 10 gems, the 10 rainbow gem, the 35s, and then the big 300, they're usually your best value when it comes to the gems, to be honest. The next one, if you have a look here, is the PvP gems. They were 50 gems on Odin and Roger, but for this one, it's only 40. So if they are the same price, then like the value does drop a little bit. And then like buying the 120 gem pack could be the same, but this is kind of giving you guys a little bit of a rough idea of like what to expect the gem sales to sort of look like, and what's going to be the best value for the ones that you do want to pick up if you are looking at restocking your account. So yeah, there's that. Big shout out to Sim once again. Appreciate you, homie. Alright, so the final thing we're going to talk about is the Super... Oh, actually, the second last thing. Yamato's getting the Super Evolution as well. This is the information for her Sugarfest. We can actually bring up the info of the character, which is actually pretty cool. She is a free spirit striker. She reduces all enemies' HP by 20% as her special. She gives 1.75 extra damage and makes it much easier to land perfects. For one turn, she boosts the chain by 1.3, which in global is actually the highest. 1.3 is the highest chain boost in the game, which is pretty cool. She rotates block and matching slots into Wano Orbs, which cannot obviously be changed. She then does have a super type as well, which means she can lock those Wano Orbs and gives you the chain multiplier buff by 1.25. And all you have to do is do an addition to the chain boost, which she does herself. So the fact that she can trigger her own super typing is absolutely amazing. She has one of the best super typings in the game, if you ask me, purely because she can proc it herself, and it works really, really well, locking the Wano Orbs, getting the chain multiplier. It's so much damage on the final stage. So much damage. Her captain, she reduces the special by 1 turn at the start of the quest, which is actually very, very underrated. Obviously, double Yamato will give you 2 turns of cooldown. She boosts Sire, Free Spirit, and Striker characters attack by 4.75, HP by 1.3, and for every perfect you hit, she adds she adds like a little bit to the damage, maxing at 5 times. The fact that she starts at 4.75 going out to 5 times is not a big increment, but it stabilizes your damage and gives you an extra, like, some good damage output. She then adds 0.3 to the chain multiplier, which is stackable. So you basically, instead of starting at 1.3, you start at 1.6, and then you go up. And if you have 2 Yamatos, you start at 1.9, which is awesome. Really, really cool. She also removes 10 turns of Bind, which is just infinitely better than Despair. Very, very good utility in her kit. The big upside to this particular character, though, she hybrids up amazingly with Gold D Roger. Absolutely amazingly with Roger. You have Bind removal, you have Despair removal in your captain. It just works an absolute treat. She has Hunger, she has a final tap, and she has Slot Bind, which is great. And her final tap states that at level 5, she changes character slot into a Wano Orb, and further boosts the chain multiplier of the final tap by 2 times. So if you're at a 10 times chain lock multiplier, she doubles that to 20. Absolutely wild. On level 1 though, she adds it, like, she increases it by 1.3, and she changes her own slot to her own type, which, like, most of the time you have a Wano Orb with her anyway, so it's like kind of like, who cares. Unfortunately, it doesn't go through block orbs, which kind of sucks. But it's a very, very good final tap. One of the best in the game. Honestly, in my opinion, it is the best final tap. Laws, you could probably argue, is very, very good too, but I like Yamato's. I think the Yamato's is very, very good. She also has a support, adding 10% base attack and does 1.5 times extra damage to Kaido units, going on Odin or Luffy, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. In Rumble, she's an absolute weapon. She's probably one of the best Rumble characters in the entire game. At level 10, she does 100% chance to halve stats for 20 seconds in a medium range. Targets 2 enemies for 5 times her damage, and then within a large range gives allies level 10 attack up. So basically, she kills 2 units. Simple as that. Then halves everyone else's stats that's around them. Absolutely wild. Her Rumble ability, Psy teammates attack up level 5. When dealing damage, she can stack up to 5 times, giving attack up level 2 to her Psy allies. So every time she does damage, she hits, she gives an extra 2 attack up. It's just like 15 attack up and then like 25 attack up with her special. Absolutely wild. Like, she's a really, really good Rumble character. One of the best, and she makes Psy so damn strong. Like, so damn strong. I wonder if there's a way that we can check the 6... Can we check the 6-star? Can we check the 6-star? No, we can't check the 6-star. That kind of sucks. The 6-star is basically the same as this particular character, except she's not a free spirit character and not a Psy character. She's an int driven. Does similar things. The special doesn't change that much. The special, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, doesn't change really at all. I think it's like a 1.1 chain boost. Besides that, she doesn't really do too much else. And her captain ability, she's a 5 times captain if you're below 50%. She gets damage reduction by 20%. Or if you have your Wano Orb, she's a 5 times captain, 4.75 times otherwise, to int, strikers, and driven characters. So, very, very good character. Like I said, top 3 best characters in the game. The only downside I do find to this particular banner, and as I mentioned, I'm not saying it's a bad banner. I'm not saying don't summon on this banner because it's bad. I'm not saying don't summon because, like, you should save your gems for that, like, down the track, like, way down the track. It's just purely because this banner is coming out right before New Year's. They want you to spend your stones. They want you to buy stones. They're showing it right here. They want you to go crazy on this banner, so that way you guys need to restock by the time New Year's comes around. And now, what you do, at the end of the day, have some fun with the game. That's why we play the game. Have fun summoning if you want to summon. But just be mindful, New Year's is around the corner. And Yamato, as good as Yamato is, you don't need her for anything. You really don't need her. But that goes for pretty much every unit, I guess. But with this particular character, as good as she is, you don't really need her. Like, when I say need her, I mean, like, content-wise. And a big reason I say that is because this particular event was a blitz battle on Japan, and it is no longer a blitz battle. It's a point farming event. If you want to get the points quicker, summon for Yamato. Go for gold. Like, I ain't gonna stop you. But when New Year's comes around and you run out of gems, and it's a high chance we're gonna get 2 crazy ass legends, Super Sugarfest legends, for the synchronization of the 2 versions of the game. They should be, like, absolutely busted, like, better than Roger. Should be. Emphasis on the word should be. And Yamato should be, again, should be on those banners. That's just my recommendation, and that's all I'm saying. But this point event is basically against the Toby Roppo. It's a 5-star and a 10-star event. It was a blitz battle in Japan. It's not a blitz battle on global. It is what it is. Don't get your knickers in a knot. But you get a bunch of drops, and then that will give you a certain amount of points. And if you build a team that's, like, point boosted, you can get extra drops that are extra points that way. So Yamato, page 1 ulti are all 2 times boosters. So ideally you want to bring a friend Yamato. So basically how it works. You get 1.25 for the 3 new rare recruits, as well as the free-to-play X-Drake that you will be farming from this event. And then you have a whole bunch of 1.1 times boosters too. You have the Onigashima trio, you have their batch in Killer, Zoro, and Jinbei. And then you have a bunch of Wano characters as well. You got like some Kinemon, some Raizo, some the Denjiro, Shinmaru, Shuradoji, like Iso, Ikiku, Dog Storms, Cat Vipers, Zoro and Chopper, the free-to-play Straw Hats, Nami, like, it's just basically a bunch of Rhino units at this particular point. I do have a video up on, and then the King and Queen. They did add King and Queen, which is cool. We actually were wondering if they were going to add King and Queen, which is really, really nice. They did add King and Queen. That's actually going to make it a little bit easier, because you can actually use them as a captain, if you guys have them, or you can bring them as a friend. You want to bring Yamato as a friend captain. 2 times boost is just so good. But that's basically the point event. Unfortunately, it's on a blitz, and that's a bigger reason why, like, you don't need to summon for these particular units. But, like I said, if you want Yamato, if you love the character, I ain't gonna stop you. I summon for Whitebeard Shanks because I love Shanks. At the end of the day, summon for the characters that you know you're gonna use, summon for the characters that you know you're gonna play with. But with that said, that's gonna wrap up today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope it give you a little bit of insight on the banners and where you should be summoning. Like I said, summon for Kid. Like obviously Yamato's the big prize, right? But the next prize down for me is Yuitus Kid. He's on part 3, so if you are missing Kid, summon on that banner. Or if you're missing Roger and Kid, actually I take it back, Roger's the second biggest prize. Summon on part 4, but remember part 4 isn't coming for a little while. Kid on part 3 is very good value, and then the next best character I would say after that is Whitebeard vs Shanks. Summon on the part that has Whitebeard vs Shanks. Akainu vs Ace are very good too, so summon on that part if you are missing them. They're on part 4, I'm pretty sure. Like I said, if you're missing Legends, summon on that part. But the parts that have Whitebeard vs Shanks, part 1 and 4, they do seem to be the best value for Legends. Part 4 especially, I would say, has the best value overall. Then part 1, then part 3, then part 2. But again, if you are missing one of those Super Sugarfests, that's probably where you should be summoning. But like I said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to belt that like button for me if you're new to the channel. Hit the big red subscribe button too. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.